used to watch this perfect couple. Embodiment of true love. Just for a second.
Can you tell me where you were Friday night?
Anybody. Megan has a therapist.
Happened that night in the tunnel. I'm afraid of myself.
Rachel rides the train home at the start of the story, silently wishing for a completely different life. Every day she chooses the same seat so she can look at one house where a blonde woman lives a seemingly perfect life with a loving husband. The couple always look kind and affectionate, and Rachel often imagines sharing their life. She remembers the affection she once had with her own husband, Tom, and then the scene jumps back 6 months. The blonde is Megan. In a session with Dr. Kamal, she recounts how she changed from a rebellious teen into a lover, a gallery manager, a nanny, and finally, someone cold and unpleasant. Megan tells the therapist that, despite her husband's urging, she doesn't want children. He even pushed her into nannying to change her mind, but it didn't. Back in the present, Anna, the woman who lives in the house, is bathing her baby and praising how much her husband adores her. Megan arrives to care for the child and tells Anna she'll start work the next day. Anna worries about being alone, and Tom, Rachel's ex, appears, kisses Anna, and gives her flowers. Later, Anna says Rachel called a landline repeatedly before hanging up. Tom offers to speak to his ex-wife, trying to comfort Anna. On the train, Rachel watches Tom with his new family at Anna's birthday. At home, she scrolls his Facebook and drinks until Kathy, her friend, pours out the bottle and urges her to stop calling Tom. Rachel has been living with Kathy for 2 years since the divorce. Before bed, she thinks about the failed IVF they tried together. One day on the train, she sees the perfect couple again, but this time the blonde kisses another man. Drunk, Rachel fills a water bottle with alcohol and sits in the park, remembering the day she discovered Anna and Tom's affair by reading Tom's emails. She screams in the bathroom at the betrayal, imagining bursting into the blonde's house to attack her. That night, after the train pulls into Megan's neighborhood, a drunk Rachel gets off and notices a man following her. Rachel runs into the forest and spots a blonde woman entering a tunnel. She shouts at her, but before she can reach her, Rachel falls and blacks out. When she wakes up at her friend Kathy's place, she's covered in bruises and blood stains, with no clear memory of what happened. At her alcoholics support group, Rachel admits that she often forgets what she does when drunk, which always leads to trouble. She recalls one humiliating memory. During a party at Tom's office, his boss's wife Martha told her not to bring eggs inside. Furious, Rachel screamed at her and threw the tray of eggs at the wall. When Tom tried to calm her, she hit him. The next day, Tom told her what she'd done and explained he was fired because of her outburst. When Rachel returns to Kathy's apartment, 2 detectives are waiting. Detective Riley asks where she was on Friday night. Rachel claims she was coming home from work, but decided to stop by her ex-husband's area, then changed her mind and went home. She says she got home by 11 p.m., but Riley reveals that she actually got off the train at 6 p.m. and can't explain what happened during those missing hours. When shown a photo of Megan, Rachel denies knowing her. Riley then reveals that Megan, who worked for Rachel's ex-husband, disappeared that same night. The detective also points out that Rachel hasn't had a job for over a year because of her drinking, leaving her story suspicious. After the detectives leave, Rachel rushes back to tell Riley she saw Megan kissing another man that day. Riley questions how Rachel would even know Megan, and mentions witnesses saw a drunk woman near Megan's house that night. She also says Anna reported Rachel frequently showing up uninvited to her home. Riley warns Rachel to stay away from her ex-husband and his family. For months earlier, Megan confides in her therapist, Dr. Kamal, that she lies often and has affairs with several men. She admits she's grown attached to Kamal and worries about him constantly, which causes him to end the session early. Later, Rachel sees headlines about Megan's disappearance. She decides to visit Megan's house, where Anna spots her outside. Pretending to be Megan's friend, Rachel convinces Scott, Megan's husband, to let her in. She tells him she saw Megan on the balcony Friday morning, kissing another man. When Scott shows her a photo of Dr. Kamal, Rachel confirms he's the man she saw. 2 months earlier, Megan had returned home from the woods, only for Scott to attack her in anger. In therapy, she later tells Dr. Kamal that Scott is abusive, and their argument turns to his obsession with wanting her to get pregnant. Soon after, Rachel learns from the news that Dr. Kamal is being investigated in connection with Megan's disappearance. Rachel suddenly receives a message from Scott, urgently asking to meet. When she asks what's wrong, He explains that there isn't enough evidence to keep Dr. Kamal detained, and now the therapist has told police that Scott was abusive toward Megan. As a result, Scott has become a suspect. When Rachel tries to calm him down, he becomes aggressive, frightening her. Seeking help to recover her memories, Rachel visits Dr. Kamal and confides that she suffers from blackouts whenever she drinks. When he asks when her heavy drinking began, she admits it started after she failed to get pregnant. Meanwhile, Anna complains to the police that Rachel keeps calling Tom up to 12 times a day. Detective Riley tells her that the calls are coming from an unknown number and it's unclear what's being said. Anna also mentions that Rachel has been spending a lot of time with Scott. Riley says she already knows about both situations but insists they're unrelated, suggesting Anna should talk to Tom directly if she suspects he's still in contact with Rachel. Back home, Anna tries to unlock Tom's laptop using several passwords, but fails. She quickly moves back to the couch when Tom arrives. That night, Scott shows up at Rachel's apartment, saying he doesn't know where else to go because reporters have surrounded his house. He tells her the detective revealed that Megan was pregnant and had confided in her therapist, but never told him. Although Megan didn't want children, Scott insists they were planning to start a family. A flashback reveals that a month earlier, Megan had gone to a late-night therapy session. She confessed that she got pregnant at 17 and adored her baby, but one night, she accidentally fell asleep in the bathtub while holding the child, and the baby drowned. Overcome with guilt, her boyfriend left her. In tears, Megan hugged Dr. Kamal. Later, Rachel learns that Megan's body has been found and her death ruled a homicide. Around the same time, Anna confronts Tom, asking if he ever loved having an affair with Rachel and saying she sometimes misses the excitement of being the other woman. Tom tells her to stop bringing Rachel up. When Anna claims she saw Rachel at Scott's house and suggests she might have killed Megan, Tom insists Rachel isn't capable of murder. She's just depressed and lost. When Rachel returns home, she's shocked to find Scott waiting inside. He tells her that Detective Riley confirmed neither he nor Dr. Kamal is the father of Megan's unborn child. Enraged and suspicious, Scott orders Rachel to sit down and demands to know why she's been visiting Kamal. When she tries to explain that she only wanted to help, he suddenly attacks her, screaming in anger before storming out. Rachel rushes to the police station to report that Scott assaulted her. However, Detective Riley accuses her of having an affair with Scott and claims that she killed Megan out of jealousy. Riley also says she knows Scott spent the night at Rachel's apartment. Rachel denies everything, insisting it's not true. The detective reminds her that she was seen in the neighborhood that night and still can't explain the missing hours between getting off the train and returning home. When Rachel accuses Scott of murdering his wife, Riley dismisses it, explaining that security footage shows Scott drinking at a sports bar that evening. Overwhelmed and unable to answer further questions, Rachel runs out of the station. Flashback to Friday morning. Dr. Kamal comforts a tearful Megan at his home, assuring her that she and her baby will be fine. They share a kiss on the porch. At the same moment Rachel sees them from the train. Remembering this, Rachel recalls her violent thoughts that day, wanting to drag Megan by the hair and smash her head into the ground for cheating. Feeling consumed by guilt and doubt, Rachel leaves Kathy's apartment, starting to believe she might be the one who killed Megan. On the train, she runs into Tom's old boss's wife, Martha, and apologizes for her behavior at the office party years ago. But Martha looks confused. She says Rachel did nothing wrong. According to Martha, Rachel got drunk that night, and Martha let her rest in the guest room. She also reveals that Tom was fired not because of Rachel's outburst, but because he had affairs with several co-workers. Shocked, Rachel realizes Tom lied and made her believe she'd ruined his career. Meanwhile, Anna is still trying to unlock Tom's laptop. Giving up, she puts it back in its bag and finds a hidden phone. Though most of the texts have been deleted, she listens to the voicemail and hears Megan's voice. Horrified, she throws the phone away when Tom wakes up. Rachel's memory begins to return. She recalls going back to the tunnel that night and seeing Megan. Then she remembers Tom getting out of his car and confronting her. When she resisted, he pushed her against the wall and hit her on the head with his metal keychain, knocking her out. The man who had tried to help her that night wasn't attacking her. He was trying to stop Tom. Rachel rushes to tell Anna the truth. Tom is cheating and he killed Megan. Anna admits she already knows about his affairs but refuses to believe he's a murderer. Rachel insists she remembers everything, that Megan got into Tom's car that night and he attacked her after realizing Rachel had seen them. When Rachel confronts him directly, Tom denies it, but Anna reveals she found Megan's phone hidden in his bag. As Rachel tries to call 911, Tom stops her and forces her to sit down. She tells him she finally remembers everything, and that she now knows every lie he made her believe while she was drunk. Tom suddenly smashes a glass over Rachel's head. The story flashes back to Friday night, revealing what really happened. That night, Tom drove Megan into the woods. It's revealed that he had been secretly seeing her. When Megan told him she was pregnant and that he might be the father, Tom demanded she get an abortion. He didn't want another child, especially with her. Enraged by his rejection, Megan screamed and insulted him. In a burst of anger, Tom shoved her, and she fell, hitting her head on a rock. As she tried to get up, he struck her again with the rock, killing her. Back in the present, Rachel regains consciousness and runs for her life, grabbing a corkscrew as a weapon. Tom catches her, but she stabs him in the neck. As he gasps for air and collapses, Anna rushes in. Rachel hesitates, but Anna grabs the corkscrew and twists it deeper, ensuring Tom can't hurt anyone again. When the police arrive, the women explain that it was self-defense. Tom attacked Rachel, and she had no choice but to protect herself. Anna confirms Rachel's story, admitting that everything Rachel said about Megan was true. The film ends with Rachel visiting Megan's grave. She reflects on how their lives, hers, Anna's, and Megan's, became connected through pain and truth. As she boards the train again, Rachel chooses a new seat, looking out the window with a clearer, steadier view of her future.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.